After the Battle of Gaugamela, the fate of the Persian Empire was sealed. Alexander the Great did not stop. He never even considered stopping. He drove his army east. His first target, Babylon, one of the richest cities of the Persian world. For centuries, it had been one of the most important centers on earth. Massive walls, legendary gardens, and endless treasures. But when Alexander approached, the unexpected happened. The gates opened. Babylon surrendered without a fight. This was not just a victory, it was a symbol. Because now, the heart of the Persian Empire was in his hands. But there was one city, very different from the others. Its name, Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of the Persian Empire. Golden palaces, massive column, and countless treasures. This city was the symbol of Persian power. But for the Greeks, it was also a memory, because years before, the Persians had burned Greek cities, especially Athens. So Persepolis became a symbol of revenge. Alexander entered the city and seized its treasures. But then, an event occurred that historians still debate. One night, during a banquet, the palace was set on fire. Flames rose into the sky, golden columns melted, palaces collapsed. Some say it was a deliberate act of revenge. Others say it was a decision made in drunkenness. But the result did not change. Persepolis turned to ashes. And this moment became the first major sign of change in Alexander's character. But one man was still alive. The Persian king, Darius III. He had escaped from Gaugamela. Now he was fleeing east with what remained of his loyal forces. Alexander pursued him, through mountains, deserts, and long roads. But Darius's fate would not be decided by Alexander, because his own men betrayed him. A group of Persian commanders captured their king, and then they killed him. Darius was found, wounded, inside a chariot. By the time Alexander arrived, it was too late. The Persian king was dying. But in that moment, something unexpected happened. Alexander did not treat him as an enemy. He honored him as a king. He ordered his burial according to Persian traditions and punished the traitors. This act showed that he did not want to be just a conqueror, but a ruler. Now his goal was no longer only to conquer, but to govern. The Persian Empire had fallen, but the wars were not over, because in the east, there were lands difficult to control. Regions around modern Afghanistan and Uzbekistan were filled with rebellion. These lands were not open plains, mountains, narrow passes, and guerrilla warfare. Here, the enemy did not fight in open battle. They struck and then disappeared. These wars became the hardest of Alexander's life. They lasted for years. The soldiers grew tired, morale dropped, but Alexander did not turn back, not once. During these difficult years, something unexpected happened. A city was captured, and there was a woman. Her name, Roxana. She was known for her beauty, but not only her beauty, her nobility as well. When Alexander saw her, he was impressed, and soon after, he married her. This marriage was not just a love story, it was a political move, because through it, he formed a bond with the local people. But his soldiers did not like this decision, because Alexander had begun to change. He started wearing Persian clothing. He began adopting Persian customs, and this disturbed the Macedonian soldiers. To them, their king was changing. Alexander now was not only suspicious of his enemies, but also of those around him. This suspicion led to tragedy. One night, an argument broke out. Alexander was arguing with one of his old friends. This man had once saved his life. His name, Cleitus the Black. The argument escalated, voices rose, insults were exchanged, and suddenly, Alexander lost control. He grabbed a spear and killed Cleitus, his own friend. This event became one of the darkest moments of his life. It is said that afterward, he felt deep regret, but what was done could not be undone. There was no turning back. After years of war, Alexander's gaze turned east once again, because for him, the world was not yet finished. His new target, India, for the Greeks at the time, this land was the edge of the world. Unknown territories, exotic animals, and powerful kings. But for Alexander, this was just another challenge. And so, one of the most difficult campaigns in history began.